Welcome to the Prosperity Podcast for entrepreneurs who are ready to drop the hustle and earn more. I'm your host, Danielle Amos, business and success coach, certified Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant, and lifestyle entrepreneur. Each week, I'll bring you amazing entrepreneurs who have built wealth, harnessing the power of their mind. Prosperity and money are truly about energy, and I'm on a mission to help you create financial abundance through the power of thought. It's time we started normalizing conversations about money and create the wealth that is yours. Are you ready? Let's do this. Welcome to episode 102. This is the Prosperity Practice, and I am Danielle Amos, your host of the podcast that has you live your most abundant life. Today, I want to talk about money. Money. Now, that word brings up so much, doesn't it? Like, money doesn't grow on trees, and I don't have enough, and money is the root of all evil. Well, I want to talk about one of the most popular questions I get in our success society is like, how come money seems to flow for her and not me? What is the difference? What are they doing that's so different? And people usually look at what others are doing, and I recommend looking at what they're thinking, what their beliefs are around money, how they're responding to money, because money really just is energy, and it's responding to how you think and feel about it. And so I want to dig a little bit into this. And I've pulled one of my favorite books called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles, because it's about money, and it's about so much more. It's about how we think and how we mold the universal intelligence or power that's running to and through you as a human being that you mold to create your reality. So I'd love to bring that. If you have that book, you might want to grab it or just refer to it after this call, after this webinar or podcast. And I want to say, you might hear her. I've got a special treat for you in the background. My cat, Tiger Lily, is purring on my lap and came as soon as I hit record, and you might hear that in the background. It's such a beautiful vibration as you relax and open up your mind to what I'm about to say, because here is the truth. The faster you change some of your money beliefs, the faster you accept what I say about money as true, the faster your life can change. And how do I know that? Because that's what happened to me. I didn't grow up with money. I grew up quite the opposite. My family always seemed to be struggling with money. There never seemed to be enough. My dad worked a lot of jobs to be able to pay the bills. And I always heard things like, well, we can't afford it, or how are we going to afford it? And I saw other families going to Disneyland on vacation, and our family went, camping. And it wasn't a problem, not like blaming. And I know that all of, the way that we were brought up has so much to do with who I am today. And my desire for something different was because I had that upbringing. So you might relate to my story or not. And here's the thing, I might have been more well off than many of the people listening, or I may have had it harder than many as well. We all have our own stories, and how we grew up created our program around money. And for me, it was very much like we didn't have enough. That was for them, not our family. And even I would say, as a child, I was very much aware that we didn't have money. We never had a new car. Even to this day, I don't think my father's had a new car, owned a car, brand new one. Always many used things. My mom back in the early days made my clothes, sewed a lot of my clothes. And we didn't go out eating very often out to dine. Again, that wasn't for us. And I knew fast food restaurants, but I didn't know like the downtown places. And then when I went to university, it was quite interesting. I went to one of the best schools in Canada, Queens, where the kids came from private schools and they all had a lot of money. And in fact, one of my roommates would get, $1,000 a week or for spending. And it was all very, very new, and just I felt so out of place. So here's the thing, that's my money story, but why I tell you this is because the way that you grew up around money and the things that were said around money. So as you watched your parents and caregivers and grandparents and teachers, you saw them respond, react to money situations. You heard them say phrases as you asked for what you wanted, like at the grocery store. Hey, mom, can I get this? Or hey, dad, can we do that? And the way that they responded and the feeling, the energy in which they responded with. So it wasn't only their words, you as a child picked up on their frequency or their energy, which is the feeling that they had about money. And because the same messages kept coming to you over and over and over through different people, you have now a money programming or a money blueprint or imprinted. And unless that programming is changed, you'll grow up feeling the same way about money and getting pretty much the same results. And not only is it about how money flows to you, how you earn it, but it's also how you spend it, how you invest it or save it, or what do you think about the whole thing. So this is really, really interesting, because in our world, we call that your paradigm. So your mental programming that you received between the ages of 0 and 7 then really dictates your experience about money, because your mind always has to give you what you believe. So if this world is a projection and you were programmed to think that money doesn't grow on trees, it's not for you, it's hard to earn, you've got to work really hard, it's scarce, then your experience of life will confirm that. So, in your preteens, you'll have experiences that echo that, not only because that's your parents or your family's belief, but now it's been programmed into you. And then teenage years, the same thing. So what's interesting, in my teenage years, I was programmed to think that you had to work really hard to earn money. So what did I do? I worked really hard to earn money. I had 4 jobs before I went to university, just the same as my dad. I remember I worked at a factory, an ice cream shop, a restaurant. It was a lot of hard work, in a bakery. Like, it was a lot of work. And I was always doing, it was like I barely slept just to make money so that I could save for university. And I sacrificed a lot for that hard work. And I was willing to do what it took. So interesting. So I want you to just take a moment to look back for yourself and be like, yeah, okay, I get that. I can see that. I can see how I was programmed and how that translated into my early years. And then how it translated to the way you perceive money now. And perhaps if you are someone that has children, how it now translates to what you say to them. Like, when they ask for something, do you find that you're repeating what your parents used to say? Like, oh, I don't know, money doesn't grow on trees. It's so fascinating to me. So this mental programming that you received around money is really your belief system, isn't it? It's your belief system around money. And in order for you to change your results, we've got to go to the root cause of what's dictating your results, which is the paradigm. And the process here is to like understand the beliefs that you have, and not to like, you don't need to really go back there or relive anything, but just understanding that your beliefs or your current program is not getting you the results you want. And we want to reprogram your mind to understand that money is actually, in fact, everywhere, that there's an unlimited supply of money. And what does that mean? Because you might say, oh my gosh, well, no, there's not. There's only so much money. Like governments only have so much. And I had this conversation yesterday on the Q&A. Well, really? Because don't governments just print more when they need to, which they have? And isn't money always kept in circulation? So in infinite circulation. So it's always moving between hands. And if you can see the infinity sign, money, like, it's infinite in that way, that it's always moving. It's never stopping to move. And there's infinite supply. And just because one person earns their millions doesn't mean another person can't earn their millions. Like, there is so much supply, like from the universe, infinite supply. That's actually a law of supply. There's infinite supply. And it really, really never ends. So this idea that there's not enough is just an idea that's been programmed into us, and then we've experienced that in our lives. So can you accept the belief that money is in fact everywhere? And just as you start to say it to yourself, money's everywhere, money is everywhere, like I love money, money's everywhere, notice what happens in your day-to-day experience. Like, I've had clients tell me they all of a sudden started finding dimes or coins everywhere. Now, you might say, oh, well, big deal, like 10 cents. Well, here's the thing. The truth is, you've got to be grateful for more. So the more money of 10 cents in order for the 10 million to come, or the 10,000 to come. So more is more. And so if we start to say money's everywhere, you'll start to perceive it or see it at the level in which you believe it's everywhere. And so for this particular client, she was like, she could buy into that money was everywhere in the form of coins. I've had people start to find $100 bills. One woman found it hiking. Another person found it on the side of the road, a $50 bill. So and it's not about finding money. I had one woman find 700 and something in a drawer of her house as she was moving. Another person found it in a coat pocket. But it's not about finding money. It's about having it come to you through unexpected sources, and maybe expected sources as well, in increased quantities though. So perhaps from your job and you get a raise or a bonus, or it comes through a source of income that hasn't been flowing until now. So start to take that first one on. Money is everywhere. And then what about that money is just energy? And I'm going to just go into this and preface this, like I'm going to talk to you about the tip of the icebergs and the money beliefs. And if this is resonating, I want to hear from you, because on Friday, we start our Money Manifestor course. This is a course that I created in 2019, right? When I tripled my income, went from 100-something thousand to 440. And at the precipice, like after I created this program, we had our first over $1 million a year. So it was about $1.5 million. So I want to share the value of this program. I'm actually redoing it for the first time live, and usually it's a self-study. As of Friday, I'm taking a group of people through Money Manifestor, and it's really showing you, digging deep into these beliefs. And I studied millionaires. I studied people where money was coming easily to them, and I wanted to understand what it was that they were thinking, how they were feeling about money, and the actions they were taking. And so I broke it down for myself, which then translated into that, like us surpassing the $1 million mark. And I wanted to break it down for myself. And then I turned it into a program because I wanted to help you understand this as well. And not only have I done this? I've had people in our community go way beyond my results. And this is the beautiful thing about mentorship, is I can give you how I've applied it and tell you, and then you come in with your knowledge, and it's like, boom, your results can grow exponentially. So if this resonates with you and you want to go deeper, click the link to join us on Friday for Money Manifestor. And here's the thing, you'll get the recordings, you'll have those. Even if you can't join live, you'll have them to go back to and to study. And when we update it again, you'll get those updates. So it's a really powerful program. You're going to love it. But let's talk about money being energy. Well, money is responding to the way you feel, the way you think and feel about it. It doesn't play any favorites, right? Money is just energy, and it's an exchange for service provided. And there's a law of compensation which states that a person earns in response to three things: the need for what you do, how well you do it, and the difficulty there is in replacing you. So if you want to earn more money, get really good at what you do, and constantly become better at it so that you can impact more people. Because really, you're getting paid for the number of people that you impact at the level in which you impact them. So you're paid for the service, for that impact. It doesn't matter what you do. Like it doesn't matter if you've got a 9-to-5 job or you are a entrepreneur. The law of compensation is the law of compensation. And so that we can always become better at what we do. And so if you focus at just being your absolute best, your income will go up and up and up. People will start to talk about you, they'll refer you, the people around you in your job will notice how well you're doing. And if your company doesn't give you a raise, another company will headhunt you. It's all about energy. So money, then here's the thing, you might be working really hard at your job, but you don't believe that you're working hard enough, and you might be blocking the money because you've got a time for money. You've got this belief that you've got to really break your bones in order to earn the money. So you might be blocking the raise because of the way you feel about money. And so if you believe money is hard to earn, it's got to be hard to earn. Your mind always has to be proven right. And so it's so important that you understand that really money is everywhere, and that you'll start to see it or perceive it through your physical senses, your eyes, as you become a vibrational match for money. Now, what does that even mean? Well, think about a person that has money. What are their characteristics? How are they thinking? And what are they feeling? They're comfortable with money. They're abundant. They're prosperous. They're generous. And you might say, well, of course they're generous. They have it. Or of course they're comfortable talking about money. They have it. And here's the thing. They were comfortable first. And then the money came and it stayed, because it comes where it's invited and it stays where it's appreciated. And most people, myself included, before I had it, I was so uncomfortable talking about money. And we're even programmed this in society. We're taught, good girls don't talk about money. Don't ask how much that costs. Don't talk about that. It's rude. We're programmed to think that. And so money becomes like this taboo subject, and we don't talk about it. We're embarrassed if we don't have it. If our finances if we don't have retirement, we're embarrassed to get financial help, or to go to a bank or get advice about investing. We think, oh, I'll do that once I have it. But here's the thing, you'll never have it because you're not comfortable. We've got to be comfortable, feel prosperous and abundant first in order for the money to come. And this is massive. I know it's backwards to the way that you think, oh, I'll be comfortable or I'll be generous once I have the money. We've got it backwards. And this is a big, big piece for you to understand. And for you to rejig in your mind. And I'll take you through, we've got 6 modules over the next 2 weeks. I'm going to take you through, it's a boot camp on how to let go and release the money beliefs that no longer serve you, that have been kinking your money hose, because the reality is money flows. And Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich, he actually says this: when the money starts to flow, it will flow so fast you'll wonder where it's been hiding all these lean years. I was like, ooh, I want that. And then I actually got to experience it. And that's what I want for you. What I have for me, I want for you. And that's why this program is so incredible. So if this resonates, if even this conversation has helped you, share it. Someone needs to know that money is just responding to the way they think and feel about it. Someone that you know could benefit from this conversation. Share it with them. Tag me on Instagram and Facebook for your chance to win. And I'll see you Friday for the money program. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure to reach out. I love hearing from you. Thank you so much for listening, and expect abundance.